The one choice they don't get to make is whether or not they go to work on Monday morning. And this, as we will see, is very significant that they both share this. But I would suggest to you that there's a lot more going on here. And I created this idea that I call the work iceberg to illustrate this. Because what I just described about work just being this thing where we need to contribute to it and we get money back and then we use the money to buy the things we want and need, that's kind of just the tip of the iceberg, right? Because there's all this stuff below the surface that we don't really talk about as much, and we kind of just take it for granted for some reason that this is the way work works. But what's really under the surface of this iceberg is the fact that to work, especially to be employed by someone else, especially in large corporate environments, let's say, means giving up control of all of these really essential parts of your being, such as when you must wake up, how you must dress, where you must be, what you must do, who you must speak to, how you must speak to them, what cultures and beliefs you have to conform to, when and for how long you can take breaks, and when you can stop and go home for the day. In other words, the bottom of this iceberg illustrates the fact that work controls the vast majority of your life, because all this stuff that work controls about you, well, it controls that about you for the majority of your day, the majority of the days of the week, across the majority of your adult life. And this control doesn't only apply to burger flippers, it also applies to bankers. Because you might think to yourself, how can someone with a net worth of, like, let's say $3 million really be a member of the working class? That doesn't add up, Steve. I'm confused there. Shouldn't they maybe be in the middle class? And it's like, you could make an argument in that sense. I'm going to make an argument in the other sense as we continue to go on here and look at even more numbers. But it's like, yeah, it's a valid point to make. And so if I just granted that to you, well, it's like we'll probably move about another 9% of the population to the middle class.